And the last order is not really an order at all, right? It's the apostates, and apostates they hate the orders. They reject the whole idea of being a part of an order. So you can almost imagine them as these people are magical hackers in a way, right? They kind of steal a little bit of that and a little bit of this from everyone else's sort of oeuvre. So you might have an apostate who learns how to summon a few demons, who masters a few kind of other spells, and maybe even, sort of taps into some of the other abilities, although it's a little bit harder for them to latch on to like the weaver aspect or the maker aspect, but it's possible. But what the idea isn't really that they take everyone else's abilities, but that they have the freedom to focus on the stuff that everyone else kind of thinks of as a sidelight, right? So if I'm, as I said before, if I'm a weaver and I, am weaving these concepts together, I might still learn a couple of things a couple of maybe spells or secrets or whatever that, give me some quick advantage that I'm going to fall back on all the time. Maybe a quick defensive spell or something that makes me quickly invisible or something like that that I need, at a moment's notice without needing to weave a bunch of stuff together. Well, so there's this whole list of things that people can learn, spells and secrets and things like that, and they're going to have the greatest access to all of that kind of stuff. So in many ways, they'll end up being one of the most flexible of the orders. The interesting thing to keep in mind about the orders is that you choose an order at character creation, and you'll start out as a first degree in that order, and that represents not just a game mechanic aspect of how powerful you are in that sort of magic, but also, sort of where you are in the pecking order, right, of the organization, which is to say you're pretty low, right? That's just like the basic entry level. But there's nothing in the game that says you have to keep progressing in your order. You can focus on all those other things as well, right? So a Vance might start out with a knowledge of casting fancy and magic, but then spend all the rest of his or her advancement on these other things that you can spend your points on to advance your character, and might never become anything more than a first degree Vance. And that's important to remember because it means that, well, first of all, characters are never siloed into a particular type of ability. But second of all, it means that those are not necessarily accurate measures of power, right? If I say that I am a second degree Vance and you say you're a fourth degree Vance, that doesn't necessarily mean that in the scope of magical power that you're actually more powerful than I am. But it does mean that you are higher ranking in the order, for sure.